is natural, it's cosmological. And so we have to be forgiving about the part of ourselves that won't let go. But on a psychological level, I think the idea would be the ego or the little self has to be educated that there's a bigger, greater, deeper self that knows why we're here and knows what we have to contribute to the world. And so the first step is for the little self to realize there's a deeper self. And people usually have that experience by being overwhelmed by a great loss or a tragedy or a great challenge. And what happens is the little self goes, I can't handle this. I have a little voice inside me that will say, I can't handle this. I know it's the ego. And so the ego lets go out of fear, out of being overwhelmed. And then if we allow ourselves to be present in that moment, the deep self or soul manifests. And that manifestation is both the presence of and the growth of the deeper self that has the dream of our life, or the deeper soul that brought us to life to begin with.
Yeah, it's beautiful, like when you speak about the fear of annihilation, and I think the forming of that structure of the small self and the possibility of realizing, like being able to witness that small self. Is there, so that seems to me like when I listen to you as something that can happen maybe through crisis, and maybe also can that happen through practice? Like, can we come in touch with the deeper self? And if so, what helps, like how can, if I'm identified now with that small self, is there a way for me to realize that there is like a bigger self or soul that has a deeper wisdom or knowledge about life than I have in my identification?
People usually stumble into it. Falling in love is usually a dissolution of the little self and falling into the sea of love. And the deep self can swim in that sea. The little self, every time it comes back, will drown in a new way. And so falling in love is a beautiful way to go. Finding a calling in life is another way to go. When a person realizes, no, I'm called to do this. This is bigger than me. As soon as they're thinking it's bigger than me, the ego is slipping away, is going, okay, I'll let go. And then the other thing is a great loss. When you have a great loss, in ancient India, they would refer to the bardo realm. The bardo would be the space between after you die and before you're reborn, because they were working on reincarnation. But the little self dies all the time, or it's supposed to. And so it's life, death, renewal. And in psychological terms, it's the death of the ego repeatedly. And the ego gets used to letting go. And that gives the deeper self the room to expand. And we're here to grow our identity. We're here to eventually inhabit the story that brought us to life.